If you're looking for cheap, instant, and reliable Madden Ultimate Team coins, make sure to check out buymutcoins.com and use the discount code RBT for 10% off your purchase. Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Samuel Brown, aka RBT, coming at you with another episode of the Tennessee Titans Madden 17 Connected Franchise Series. And this episode is going to be kind of simple because I felt like this episode was necessary to keep you guys interacted for the offseason. So what I'm planning on doing is this episode, I'm just going to go into free agency and then just basically go over the free agents, do a couple little things. I've never done an offseason on Madden 17 yet, so like you guys are going to see my live reactions to what goes on. But I'm not going to advance past free agency. I'm not going to sign anybody, but the reason I'm going to get to free agency is because I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below what free agents you do want me to sign. And the ones with the most thumbs up will be the ones that I try to sign in the next episode. But with this being such a short episode, if this video can get 500 likes, which I know for 100% fact you guys can do that, 500 likes, I'll come back to back tomorrow with another episode of the series so we can go straight into the free agency signings. So 500 likes on today's video and I'll come back tomorrow with another episode of the series and get into free agency. And once again, leave your suggestions in the comment section below with what free agents you do want me to attempt to sign in tomorrow's episode, and I will go after the top rated comments. But the first bit of business for today's episode, I'm going to make an executive decision in terms of our coaching staff. And you guys might think I'm an absolute idiot, but I think this would spice things up a little bit. And I'm not gonna lie, in real life, I absolutely despise, as a Tennessee Titans fan, absolutely despise Mike Mularkey. His face on the sideline just pisses me off, dude. It's just aggravating, man. Pretty much the comments when I asked you guys whether I should fire him or not and just try to hire somebody else because I just wanted to get you guys' opinion, it was like half and half. So I'm gonna make an executive decision and I am going to fire Mike Mularkey. He is fired. And these guys, I guess it really doesn't matter. Ryan Bennett, we'll re-sign you, man. We'll re-sign you. He said he's going to think about it, so that's okay. And then Brian Robinson, his regression is bad, so that isn't good. And his contract doesn't expire, so that we shouldn't even have to re-sign him. Contract expires in 2018, so we should be good on that front. With that being the case, I think we are okay with that. I think we can advance. So like I said, this is the first time I've gone through the offseason on this game, so it's going to be kind of interesting me seeing this live. But I don't think I can do anything else. We signed all the practice squad players off the practice squad onto our active roster. So we're just going to advance into the next week of the offseason. So pretty bad news as we head into the offseason. Pretty much expected. Both Larry Fitzgerald and Steve Smith have retired from the team. We didn't even really get to see much at all from Steve Smith. It says his career does end in injury, and it did because he was injured like 97% of the time he was on the team. He got the ruptured disc and decided to retire. And as you see, Larry Fitzgerald, it says a GOAT question mark. Good question. Larry Fitzgerald, a great wide receiver, and glad to see him go out with a Super Bowl victory. But with that said, guys, things get pretty interesting because if you look at the depth chart, we are not that good when it comes to wide receiver depth. Like, our wide receiver depth was great at the beginning of the season, and now it's awful. Now it is absolutely awful. So I really wasn't thinking about drafting a running back, well, I mean a wide receiver, but we might have to. I'm expecting to go after a defensive tackle and a cornerback. Maybe 2 defensive tackles, but aside from that, Jarrell Casey is, I mean, obviously still there. He's going to come back from injury. Hopefully, he'll be out for another 22 weeks, so hopefully he'll be back by the start of next season, or at least by the preseason. So I'm expecting to definitely try to draft a wide receiver, defensive tackle, and cornerback. So there actually is a fair amount of players that we do need to try to re-sign. Josh Gordon, Aaron Wallace, Chris Johnson, D'Amico Ryans, KJ Dillon, Zeke Motta, Terrell Pryor, Tyreek Hill, Devon Steele, Tim Tebow, Logan Thomas, Dree Archer, and Cameron Clear. So I think I'm going to try to re-sign a couple of these guys, not all of them. And the first one we are going to try to re-sign is Josh Gordon. So for Josh Gordon, it's going to be a $4 million cap hit. $14 million over 3 years. That's actually pretty... It says it's a fair offer, dude. It seems like it's too much. It seems like it's too much. You know, we'll go down to $3 million and see what he says. I'm scared, though. Let's go back. Okay, that's going to be it. 14.5 mil. What's he going to say? He's happy to sign and continue to play for this great organization. Hopefully, you can lay off the weed. Now, with that being the case, next guy I want to try to re-sign is Aaron Wallace. This guy we signed off the practice squad kind of late in the season because we had to because of depth purposes, and he was absolutely amazing. A young guy, he's 72 overall, so he shouldn't ask for too much. He'll be a $1.73 million cap hit. I think that's a fair offer, and we're going to give it to him, and he is excited to sign such a great offer and stay with the team, so I'm happy with that. Now, Chris Johnson, he's going to start regressing. So, what does he want in terms of offer? He wants no, there's no way, dude. I am not offering Chris Johnson $3.5 million per year. That's not going to happen. We're definitely not going to sign Chris Johnson in that deal. I mean, I'd like to bring him back, but no, that's definitely not worth it. D'Amico Ryans, you really don't want to bring him back either. KJ Dillon, he's a young guy, and he only wants a one-year deal. So that could be an easy signing. Only $1 million. I think that should be okay to keep that strong safety depth, and he's going to stay with the team, so I'm happy with that deal. Zeke Mata, I really just don't want to bring him back. He wants over $1 million per year, and I don't think that's worth it. Trent Richardson, though, I think for sure. First thing, we need to bring back Terrell Pryor. $2.3 million. Our wide receiver depth is already bad, and if we lose like a Terrell Pryor as well, that's just going to be even worse. So, I mean, that seems like a lot. Why don't we drop the sign-on bonus down to a little bit to see if he accepts this offer? And he's happy to sign. So it's about a $2 million cap hit, I believe, but I think that was worth it. Now the question is, who else do we re-sign? I think you guys enjoyed watching Trent Richardson, so I think I am going to try to re-sign him. He only wants $643K, and he looks like he's progressing. I mean, he's up to a 73 overall, and he's very versatile, can play running back, tight end, fullback. I think I'm going to make this offer, and hopefully he accepts, and he does. So Trent Richardson's coming back for 2 more years. Damian Stafford, I think I'm just going to let him go. Adree Archer is the next guy we're going to try to re-sign. The offer is perfect. He's coming back for a year. It was definitely worth $600K. And next, Cameron Clear, dude. Do we bring Cameron Clear back? You know what? I'm not going to offer him this deal because he wants $1 million. And that just seems like a lot for a 60 overall tight end. But if you guys want to see Cameron Clear back in the squad, I can just sign him at a free agency because I very highly doubt somebody signs a 60 overall tight end. Logan Thomas, I don't really care about him. David Irving, I think I'm just going to let him go as well. He wants over $1 million per year, and that's just not worth it, I don't think. Now, Tim Tebow and Tyreek Hill are 2 guys that I do want to try to bring back. Tim Tebow only wants $800,000, and I think, for some reason, Trent Richardson wanted less than Tim Tebow, but we just got to bring Tim Tebow back to the team, right? $870K is not that bad, and I think hopefully he'll accept that. We're already down to like 18 mil in terms of cap room, which isn't awful, but like we're only going to be able to sign like a couple of good players, and I wanted to be able to sign a lot of good players, but hopefully we'll be able to make that work. And last guy, why does he want... Man, that's too much. And last thing, guys, I don't think I'm going to re-sign Tyreek Hill right now. I think I'm going to go into free agency and see if he's asking for a little bit less money because it's going to be a $2 million cap hit for a 69 overall wide receiver. At worst, we could get more bang for our buck out of the draft. So I'm definitely not going to give him $2 million per year. And I think that's about it. I'm not going to try to re-sign Chris Johnson, Jesse Williams. I'm going to try to get a better defensive tackle, and he wants a lot of money, dude. $11 million? $11 million. That would be a $3.28 million cap hit, and that's just... I'm not about that. I am definitely not about that. And with that being the case, I still want to sign a coach. Like, where do I sign a coach? Because we don't have a coach right now, and that isn't good. Do I go to staff and look to sign a coach? That's my staff. Our staff is one of the worst in the league, and that is dragging down the team value. That sucks. But I'll sign a coach, man. I just don't know when and how. So to see the rest of the players that did retire around the NFL this offseason, Brandon Browner was another player for us that did retire, so we are going to need another cornerback. Julius Peppers retired, Devin Hester, Jericho Cotchery, Tom Brady, that's a huge one. Andrew Whitworth, that's another big one. Just a couple more notables. Carlos Dansby's pretty big. Will Montgomery, Danny Woodhead, Matt Shaw retires, Matt Bryant, Dwight Freeney, that's another one. James Harrison, Andre Johnson, Terrence Newman's a big one. Sean Hill, Luke McCown, Benjamin Watson, that's a big tight end. Sebastian Janikowski, Craig Stevens, Thomas Davis, Anquan Bolden's a big one. Michael Vick, Jason Peters, Vince Wilfork, Jason Witten, man, some big veteran players. Dude, Trent Cole's another one. Mike Adams, Frank Gore, Robert Mathis, Brent Grimes, man. Vincent Jackson, DeMarcus Ware, Manny Lawson, Reggie Bush even retired, Richie Incognito, Jason Babin, Antoine Smith, and actually that is it. Here's some whoa, that's interesting. Aaron Donald moves to right end. That's crazy. The Rams signed a head coach, Thomas Pitta. I would like to sign a head coach too, but I don't know where to sign a head coach at. So hopefully the opportunity will present itself here in a minute to sign a head coach, because that's not good going into the offseason without a head coach. So we're going to advance to stage 1 and see what free agents are on the board. Maybe looking for a cornerback, wide receiver, defensive tackle for sure. Finally, there we go. We can hire staff, and let's see what head coach we are going to get. I'm just going to make an executive decision to hire a head coach. Dan Wintners. Do we just go to coaches? There we go. Coaches. Matt Hendricks, Demetrius Turner, Thomas Pitta. I thought he just got hired. Well, maybe there's 2 Thomas Pittas. I don't know. Chuck Pagano. Do we do something crazy like that? Do we do something crazy like that and sign Chuck Pagano? No, I don't think we can do that. Do the Tennessee Titans hire Chuck Pagano as their head coach? Dude, that would be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. Or do we just hire a generated guy? A Matt Hedrick? You know what, guys? I think it would just make it a lot more interesting if we hired Chuck Pagano as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, because I think it'd be a little more interesting to hire him than Matt Hedrick or Demetrius Turner or Thomas Pitta, who I thought already got hired by somebody. But Chuck Pagano, if he accepts the deal, is going to be the head coach. And he says, give me some time to think about it. So the offer has been made. We'll probably have to wait until next week and see what he says. So that will be at the beginning of the next episode. So now I want to see what free agents are on the board, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below what free agents you do want me to sign, and the top rated comments will be the ones I try to go after. I mean, if it's like stupid money, there's some I'm not going to be able to get, obviously, because we're working with the cap room of 18 million, but I think there's still some good players that we could add into the team. Hopefully we got to see who's free agents first. There's not even that many good free agents. There's not. Wow. I thought there was actually going to be some good free agents, and there's not. There's, holy crap, the best free agent is 83 overall Jefferson. 83 effing overall Jefferson. What the heck? Ryan Fitzpatrick's a free agent. Blaine Gabbert. We're just going to go through each position, because there might be some, like, okay players that we could add for depth purposes, but I thought there was going to be some big players, and there's not, dude. Oh, it sucks. That sucks. Theoretic. We have Shane Vereen, Ryan Matthews. Garrett Blunt could be a big one, but he's 30 years old. There's a lot of older players. Isaiah Crowell could be a good one. D'Angelo Williams. Arian Foster, surprised he didn't retire with everybody else that did. I really thought there was going to be some crazy players. So maybe what we do is just, like, get a couple players for depth purposes, but then save the bulk of our cap room for, like, next year, or maybe for some trades, because I'm not sure if these free agents are actually worth it. We don't really need a fullback, because we have Tim Tebow and Trenton, who can both play fullback, and Jawson Fowler as well. Now moving on to wide receiver. We might need some of these wide receivers. Do we bring Kendall Wright back to Tennessee? He wants $15 million over 4 years. That's kind of a lot, but maybe it's worth it. Have Aiken, that could be a good one. 80 overall. Willie Snead, he's 24 years old, so keep that in mind. He could be a good one to sign. I'm actually pretty interested in Willie Snead. The Cardinals look like they're going after him, but that could be a good signing. Marcus Wheaton, he's another young guy. The Lions and Bucks are going after him, and the Patriots. Ted Ginn, don't really want to go after Ted Ginn. Robert Woods, he's another young one. Kenny Stills, now the quality is definitely declining, but maybe there's some younger guys we could go after. Marquise Wilson could be a good one. Charles Johnson, yeah, Brian Quick, Brian Hartline. Hogan could be a nice one, but he's old. He's 30 years old. Cecil Short. And I don't think there's going to be any 2 good receivers down here. Justin Hunter, we could possibly bring back, but is he worth that much money as a 73 overall? Jalen Strong, Marquise Colston. There's definitely some free agents out there that are veteran guys that I was like thinking most of them are retired, but there's still some out there, like a Nate Washington, a former Titan right there, 34 years old, but he's still out there. Quentin Patton, a younger guy. Do we sign him? See, he wants a little bit less. He still wants $1.5 million. That just seems like way too much for Tyreek Hill. 69 overall. It just seems like a lot, dude. Maybe I'm just stupid, but it seems like a lot for a 69 overall receiver. So here's a couple tight ends. I don't really think we need a tight end, but maybe you guys think we do need one, because we have Delanie Walker, who is really good, but he's aging, so maybe we could use a younger tight end. As you see, Jared Cook, possibly we could bring back. Vernon Davis is getting older. He'll probably retire next year. And that's really it for the decent tight ends. Now moving on, we don't need any offensive linemen really, but I'll just show you guys like the top guys just in case you are interested. Left guard, Lolito, don't really need a left guard. I think our offensive line is pretty much set for the next couple years, so I'm not too worried about the offensive linemen. And here's the right guard, right tackle. Best right tackle is Sebastian Vollmer, who wants almost $4 million per year, which is crazy for a 32-year-old, 78 overall right tackle. And there are the rest of them. Now moving on to defense finally. Now we could use some defensive players for depth purposes. So you guys can let me know in the comment section below. Like, we could use a left end. We have Cameron Wake, who's probably going to retire very soon, probably next year. And behind him we have Ringo, and that's it. 25-year-old, 68 overall. So maybe if somebody's not asking for stupid money, we could sign one of these left ends. Chris Long, 32, is wanting $2 million per year. Tyson Alulalulu, 30 years old, asking for almost $2.5 million per year. Not too many young guys. This guy, though, Dominic Easley, he wants only $2 million per year, 25 years old. That could be a nice signing. That definitely could possibly be a nice signing. So now defensive tackle. This is where I want to look at. Branch. This could be nice. He's older, 32 years old, but I mean, I think we need at least 2 defensive tackles, whether it be through the draft or free agency, so he could be a nice one to sign. We have Sylvester Williams. He wants $3 million per year. Babineau, he's 35 years old, dude, talking about that. Same thing with me, Bain, he's 32, wants $3 million per year. Now, this guy, Spence, he wants $14 million over 4 years, and he's 25 years old, so he could be a potential signing. And there's everybody's so old in free agency, it seems like, in terms of football age. This guy, B. Gaston, 25 years old, could be a nice depth guy. We have no defensive tackles on our roster. We have none. And we need, so I guess we actually need like 3 or 4. So definitely leave one of these defensive tackles in the comment section below and let me know which ones you do want me to sign, because I think we're definitely going to sign maybe 1 or maybe even 2 defensive tackles in next episode. And moving on to right end, not really worried at right end because we have Jarrell Casey still, and he's very young, 95 overall. But just in case you're interested, here are the top right ends. Bojan Warner could be a nice guy to try to go after, but I think we should be okay. Now moving on to linebackers, maybe for some depth purposes, like I said, but I think we should be okay here as well. Nikovic, Gillette, Smith, Durant, anybody that really interests me. Okafor could be nice, only wants $3 million per year, and he's 26 years old. And that really is pretty much it for the left outside linebackers. AJ Hawk's still around. Prince Shimbo, he could be nice. He's still young, only wants $2 million per year. Calvin Pace didn't retire. He's 36 years old. Nobody wants him because he's 36. So middle linebacker, we might actually need to sign somebody because we only have one on the roster as of right now, and that's Ryan Shazier. We had D'Amico Ryans, but we let him go because he's just a little bit older. He's probably going to retire here in the next couple years, maybe next year. So we don't have a lot of depth at middle linebacker. So we might even need to sign 2 middle linebackers or try to go after one in the draft. Zach Brown could be a nice shout. He's 27 years old, was formerly a Tennessee Titan. The only team going after him is the Lions, so we could possibly try to get him. Warlow's another young guy, 27 years old, 75 overall. Let's see anybody else down here. They're all kind of old. Arthur Brown, I'm actually kind of interested to sign him. He wants like $2.5 million per year. He's 75 overall. He's 27. He could be a nice guy to sign. Sean Spence, also formerly a Titan, who I think we traded away this season. He only wants a little over $1 million per year. He's 73 overall, so it could be good for depth purposes as well. As here are the rest of the middle linebackers. There's D'Amico Ryans, who we did let go. Now to the other outside linebacker spot, we really don't need anybody here because we have Brian Arakpo and Kevin Dodd, who was amazing. But just in case, Chandler Jones, you have Sam Ocho, Simon, Darvish Jones, who we did actually have this past season as well, Jonathan Massaquoi, and a couple other decent players, but nobody that really sticks out to me. Now, cornerback is definitely probably a position we need like 1 or 2 players at, like especially for depth purposes. We have Bradley Roby and Eli Apple, and I'm not even sure if we have anybody behind that. Jason McCourty, of course. With Brandon Browner retiring, and we already needed a cornerback, I believe, going into the offseason, we probably need to sign at least 1 cornerback in free agency. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of talent there, but maybe you guys want me to try to get somebody. You have Moore, you have Leon Hall, but he's 32 years old. Robert Alford, he's a 74, so the cornerbacks aren't good. I'm not getting Paris Cox. Hate this dude in real life. He wants $3 million. 100% not giving Paris Cox $3 million. You have Williams right here, 26 years old. Is there any young guy down here that I could potentially have some interest in? Doesn't look like it, dude. They're all like in the 30s. Webster is 72 overall, but I don't think he's somebody I want to get, dude. Cook, Buster Skrine, Bowie, Brandon Boykin, maybe he's a 70. We're dipping down to the 70 overalls. Like, this is not too good of a cornerback free agency class. Now, free safety, that's the best free safety in the freaking market. Tony Jefferson, which we really don't even need a free safety because we have Devin McCourty and Rashad Johnson, so I don't think we need him. But he only wants $3 million per year. Like, that's crazy compared to like what some other players were asking for. The best free agent only wants $3 million per year. There's a lot of good free safety, so if we needed a free safety, it'd be nice. A lot of guys in the 80s. Bradley McDougal, that's a nice young guy. I don't know why I would potentially want to go after him, like where he would fit, but he'd be a nice guy to go after potentially if for some reason you guys want me to get a free safety, but I really don't think we do need one. So last thing we are going to go over is the strong safeties, although I really don't think we need one, maybe for depth purposes, but that's all up to you guys in the comments. We already have Calvin Pryor and KJ Dillon, both two pretty decent strong safeties. Calvin Pryor obviously a little bit better than KJ Dillon, but both still very young, so a lot of room for them to grow in terms of overall. But maybe you guys want me to sign one of these guys. Dante Whitner, Mundy, they're both 32 years old. Allen, he's 29. Ishmael, this guy's 26 at a 76 overall, so potentially Jonathan Cyprien. I really like this guy who used to play for the Jaguars, now a free agent. Maybe somebody we could potentially sign. And aside from that, there's a former Titan right there, Michael Griffin. DJ Schweringer could be a nice guy to sign, potentially. Makari Rainbow, he's a big hitter, and our division rival, Indianapolis Colts, want him, so maybe that's the guy we could go after. But like I said, it is all up to you guys in the comment section below. I'm just kind of interested to see who the best kickers are out there. Blair Walsh is out there. We don't need a kicker. Matt Prater, Novak. Let's see about punters. Quigley, Shum, Jones. Nobody I'm really interested in because we have Brett Kern, who's on a $15 million contract as a punter. So that's a little crazy. So I'm sorry for this short episode, guys, but like I said, I thought this episode was necessary to keep you guys interacted for this offseason because I didn't know who was going to be a free agent at the end of last episode. So I wanted to show you guys the free agents to see who you guys want me to sign for next episode. And once again, let me know what you want to do in the comment section below. In the comments with the most thumbs up will be the players that I do try to sign in next episode. And with that being said, we are also going to see if Chuck Pagano is going to accept our head coaching job. It'd be kind of crazy to have Chuck Pagano as our head coach, but we just have to see what is going to happen there. But with that being the case, guys, that's going to do it for the episode. Hopefully you did enjoy. Once again, do not forget to leave your suggestions in the comment section below to have a chance to be featured in next episode. But with that said, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.